Just 5 minutes, how light exercise can sharpen the aging brain. Introduction. We often hear about the importance of staying active for heart health or weight management, but what if just 5 minutes of light physical activity a day could protect your brain from dementia? A groundbreaking study from the Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health suggests exactly that. Researchers followed tens of thousands of older adults and found that even modest amounts of movement, just 35 minutes of moderate exercise per week, were associated with a significantly lower risk of developing dementia. These findings offer hope and empowerment, especially for older adults who may feel daunted by long workouts or more intense regimens. In this episode, we explore how light daily movement may be one of the simplest and most powerful tools to help keep the mind sharp well into older age. The connection between physical activity and brain health has been recognized for decades, but this new study sharpens our understanding of just how little effort it might take to make a meaningful difference. While the standard recommendation for most health organizations is 150 minutes of moderate intensity exercise per week, that can feel out of reach for many older adults, especially those managing chronic conditions, mobility limitations, or fatigue. This is what makes the recent findings so promising. The Johns Hopkins team, analyzing data from nearly 90,000 adults aged 65 and older in the UK Biobank, discovered that even small amounts of physical activity, amounts far below the current guidelines, can offer powerful protection against dementia. Participants in the study wore wrist-based activity monitors, which allowed researchers to collect objective measurements of physical activity rather than relying on self-reported data. This level of precision is crucial because it eliminates memory errors and underreporting, both of which are common in research on older adults. Over the course of 4.4 years, the researchers tracked the development of dementia in the participants and compared it with their movement patterns. What they found was striking. Individuals who engaged in just 35 to 69 minutes of moderate to vigorous physical activity per week, roughly 5 to 10 minutes per day, were 60% less likely to develop dementia than their sedentary peers. The benefits didn't stop there. For those who increased their activity to between 70 and 139 minutes per week, the risk dropped by 63%, and for those exceeding 140 minutes, the risk was cut by 69%. These statistics reveal a clear dose-dependent relationship. The more people moved, the more their risk of dementia dropped. But the most encouraging finding may be this. Doing some physical activity, even if far below the usual recommendations, was still significantly better than doing none at all. In a time when many older adults feel excluded from the fitness conversation due to physical limitations or fear of injury, this study sends a powerful message. Even brief, consistent movement matters. So, what counts as moderate to vigorous physical activity in this context? It doesn't necessarily mean going to the gym or jogging around the block. The study defined such activity as anything that elevates the heart rate and breathing slightly, such as brisk walking, gardening, light cycling, sweeping, dancing, or playing actively with grandchildren. Even walking around the house or climbing stairs with purpose could contribute. The threshold is lower than most people think, and that's what makes it so achievable. From a biological perspective, movement supports brain health in several important ways. Exercise improves blood flow to the brain, which helps deliver oxygen and nutrients to brain cells. It stimulates the release of growth factors, proteins that support the survival and growth of neurons. Physical activity also reduces inflammation and oxidative stress, both of which are associated with cognitive decline and neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. Additionally, it supports better sleep, emotional regulation, and insulin sensitivity, all factors that play a role in long-term cognitive wellness. Importantly, this research highlights that physical activity is not just a preventive strategy for the young and healthy. Even individuals already at higher risk of dementia, due to genetics, age, or comorbid conditions, still showed improvements in cognitive health when they engaged in light movement. This offers reassurance that it's never too late to begin supporting brain function with simple, gentle changes. For caregivers or healthcare professionals working with older adults, These findings offer a renewed invitation to incorporate movement into daily routines in a way that feels empowering, not burdensome. Encouraging someone to take a 5-minute stroll, water plants, or even walk in place while watching television can become a daily ritual that offers both physical and mental benefits. Of course, consistency matters. Just like brushing your teeth or drinking enough water, movement is most protective when practiced regularly. It's less about intensity or perfect form and more about simply moving the body with intention every day. If 5 minutes today leads to 10 minutes next week, and eventually 20 minutes most days, even better, but it's the decision to begin that matters most. There's also a psychological dimension to movement. Many older adults struggle with feelings of disconnection, loss of independence, or low mood, all of which are risk factors for cognitive decline. Engaging in light physical activity, particularly in nature or with a companion, can elevate mood and create a sense of agency. Walking outdoors, feeling the sun on the skin, or hearing bird song can activate the senses in ways that go beyond physical health and support emotional well-being. For those with limited mobility or in assisted living settings, even chair exercises, stretching routines, or guided movement with music can make a difference. What matters most is finding a form of movement that feels accessible, enjoyable, and sustainable. This allows the habit to become integrated into daily life rather than being seen as a temporary challenge or medical prescription. These findings also prompt us to think differently about aging. Rather than viewing cognitive decline as inevitable, we can begin to shift the narrative toward empowerment and possibility. While not all forms of dementia are preventable, research like this reminds us that we are not helpless. The choices we make each day, especially around movement, can shape the way we age and experience life. Conclusion. The takeaway from this research is clear. We do not need long workouts or gym memberships to protect the brain. Even 5 minutes of moderate activity per day done consistently can provide profound benefits for cognitive health. For older adults and those who love them, this is a message of hope. Movement doesn't have to be intense or exhausting to matter. What's important is showing up each day in a small but intentional way. By honoring the body's need to move even gently, we are also nurturing the brain's need to stay alert, resilient, and connected to life. It's never too early or too late to begin.